Back to another inspirational segment here on the Destiny Page channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today I am joined by a very special couple, a couple who has been together, who has been in marriage for 62 long years. And they have a wonderful story to share with us about love. And today joining me is Prexy as well. So Prexy is going to be here with us today to assist us if need be with the language, because this couple happens to be from the Filipino origin, and so Prexy speaks their language as well. And so if she needs to translate at any point in time, she'll be here to be able to do that for us. So joining me is Mr. Leopold Diazes and his beautiful wife, Elisa Diazes. So Leopold Diazes and Elisa Diazes are joining me to tell me their story. Elisa prefers if her husband does the talking because her English is not as strong. So Mr. Leopold will do much of the talking. So Mr. Diazes, today we're joined here. We're meeting here to discuss this beautiful journey of your love story. That 62 years later, you're still sitting here together. And I wanna say a few things to the viewers that's gonna just blow you away. Would you believe that over 62 years of marriage, they've never had one quarrel? Never one quarrel. The peace of God has been upon this couple for all those years, and they are such a blessing and an inspiration to others. This is why I want to share their story, so that those of us looking on can learn something from them and can be inspired in the same journey. So a few things I want to point out about this couple. Basically, as we can see, they're still in love. Love is holding strong 62 years later. And not only that, Mrs. Elisa is actually 8 years older than Mr. Leopold, but it's never been a problem for them. They have embraced what she can contribute as a more mature lady in this relationship, and he has learned so much from her. They've been blessings to each other. And also, he's going to tell us about a promise he made to Elisa's father many years back. And would you believe he has kept his promise? Not only has he kept his promise to her father, he has kept every vow he has made, his marriage vow, every word of his marriage vow to his beautiful wife, Elisa. And my friend here also, Prexy, she knows their story as well. Such a beautiful story. And let's hear from Leopold now. So Leopold, tell us about that beautiful journey, how things started for you. Tell us about back in your family and what happened that led you to meeting Elisa's family.
Okay, thank you very much for giving me this privilege to share with you our beautiful and blessed relationship with my wife. First of all, I would like to start my life. I came from another province from the Philippines. We call it in Zambales, and she is in Bulacan. I traveled a long journey to reach their place. Without knowing that place, I had to go because I want to look for my future.
Yes.
Because I ran away from my family, from my brothers, sisters in Zambales,
Yes.
because they don't want me to finish my study in college.
Okay.
After my high school graduation, I ran away.
Okay.
And before doing that, I really prayed to God.
Yes.
And I said to God that, God, I am going a place where I don't know. Please guide me. and give me a good future. And it was a blessing when I did that. I ran away from my place, and then I rode the bus and without knowing where to go. And God is so good that He leads me in that address that I have, which I want to look for. And I found that address right down when I get down the bus, that address is there.
Wow.
And then I found that friend who led me in going some places to find my job. And he leads me in their place, Bulacan. And it was the blessings of God that He leads me into a family that is so good. They are the Seventh-day Adventists.
Yes.
And I am a Protestant.
Okay.
And so, when I found that this family, her parents was so close to me that I have feel the fatherly love. And I want to say to you also that I even sleep on his arm. Because I consider him as my father already. And he considers me as his son. And so that love relationship was developed. And I don't know that I have also a feeling already to her. And maybe through prayers, she is also praying for me. And in a very simple time, we got engaged.
Wow. But just before the engagement, or right after the engagement or before, you made a promise. You went and spoke with her dad.
Not yet. Before I went to his father to say to him that we are already engaged. Right after when we got engaged.
Yes.
And I said to him, I call him Dad.
Yes.
Dad, I'm really feeling in love with your daughter. And I am promising you that if you give me the blessing,
Yes.
I will love her very much
Forever.
throughout my life forever.
Wow.
And her father was so kind to me that yes, if you promised me to love my daughter, why not? I had loved you already when we met together.
Wow.
So they initiated already. They arranged the marriage. They were the one who spent the expenses.
Yes. Wow.
And it was her father. I only have 60 pesos only.
Wow. And so the father
And the father took
care of
all the expenses. And so the marriage was done.
Yes.
And you know what? I would like to share also this. When our first night after our marriage,
Yes.
we did not do anything about flesh.
Yes.
We started to talk together,
Yes.
pray together,
Yes.
and she told me what she wants and what she does. We share each other,
Yes.
what we want and what we don't. And so we prayed together, ask the Lord blessing,
Wow.
that if God's willing, we will be having a very successful love relationship. And so it was really a blessing that when I promised to my father-in-law that it is only God who can give me the power to give my love to your daughter. Please bless us as your son and daughter. So that happens. And when we had a very struggling life, that I work so hard, she also keeps in the house. And then after a year, we get the first son. And then that goes very, 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 very sweet love that she understood my weaknesses.
Okay.
And she really taught me a lot how to be temperate in all things.
Okay.
Because at first I easily got angry,
Yes,
But
yes.
my temperament is, maybe it's the blessings of God that I could still hold my anger.
Yes.
And what I feel is shame.
Yes.
I'm so ashamed because she is not getting angry.
No.
And why should I?
Yes.
Why should I get angry? It's very shameful on me. So I said, Lord, help me on this. And it was really the blessings of God that from that time on, we can solve any problem together with prayers. In all our problems, we always pray together. And I learned a lot that I recovered all my weaknesses in that.
Yes.
It goes that. That's why I promised her, I really love you so much. And she said also. And when I was 25 already, I got married at 17.
Yes.
17. And when I was 25, I was working in a factory, and there was that lady that maybe she wants to seduce me,
Yes.
And when a woman wants to get you, she really do everything she wants. And I experienced also that she could show all what she has in front of me.
Oh, she was exposing
Exposing
her
everything.
source. Ah.
She exposed herself everything in front of me.
Oh, okay.
And I said, God, help me. And in a second, I jumped on the ladder, about three jumps on the ladder, and I was
And you ran away?
I ran away. She was really exposed to me.
Wow.
Because I said, whatever I'm doing
Yes.
to my wife, I'm doing it to God.
Wow.
What I'm doing, everything, even to my fellow men, I'm doing it to God. So please, God, help me. And this is the secret of it.
Yes.
When you submit yourself to God, He will give you and He will lead you in a right way. And He will give you solutions to escape in all temptations.
Beautiful.
I really experienced four women. Two of them exposes their
Two of them are?
Two of them.
themselves.
Oh, okay.
exposes themselves.
Wow.
And the other two, they just keep me seducing that by them.
Kept trying to
They're
seduce.
trying to seduce me.
Oh,
But because of the love of God,
yes.
I'm telling her that.
Yes.
I told her that.
Yeah.
I'm not keeping secrets anything
Beautiful.
to her. And I said, just trust me, God is with us. That's it.
That's
And
right.
so, in all those temptations that came to me, I really owe it all to God.
Amen.
Because if you submit yourself to Him, He will really keep you in the right way.
Yes.
And
Oh,
so,
it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
we are blessed. We were blessed with 5 children, and all of them were finished in their studies
Yes.
by the help of God.
Yes.
Because I don't have any good works, but I cannot say it's good because every time they need their tuition fees, there is always money to support them until they finish. And the blessing is, no one among my children had given us a problem, not even once.
Wow. So not only has your marriage been a blessing,
Yeah.
and both of you have been so good to each other, but your children
Children
came
came.
and were perfectly
Even-
well-behaved children. as
Even
well.
up to now,
Wow.
they are all supportive to us.
Yes.
Every time they visit us, all our needs, they are bringing it all.
Wow.
Wow,
I believe.
what
if-
a blessing, I know. And so I said, what? Why should I do anything bad? If God is very good to me, and even not only me, but my wife, she is 88 and I am 80.
Yes.
And so, still, what you can say to us,
Wow.
this is our relationship.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful!
Yes.
Because right now, as she dozes out, she dozes on she rests her head on your shoulder to take her naps.
Yes, really.
Beautiful. And one quick second. So Prexy is also married. You have a beautiful marriage as well, and two
Yes,
beautiful
yes.
boys. You between you and your husband. So you can relate, and you were about to say something relating to what he was saying.
Yes, what I'm saying is like when you follow God's will, I'm sure that the blessing of God is overflowing.
Yes.
And He will bless you completely.
Absolutely. It shows
From your marriage to the children.
That's right. That's right.
And I believe it.
Right. And your life is a living testimony. Your family life as well.
Yeah. I know there is some ups and downs.
Right.
I think it's normal.
Yes.
But keep trusting in God.
Absolutely.
And God has always a way out.
Yes.
To every problem, there's a solution.
Right.
You just have to trust God and pray.
Absolutely.
Pray.
Absolutely. That is the key.
Yes.
And remember, I like that beauty. How beautiful was that? You heard what he was sharing. That the first night, most people, the first night, they look forward to the intimacy, the romantic side of things.
Right.
But you look forward. You actually put all of that aside on the back burner, and you spent what should have been your honeymoon. You spent it talking with each other, getting to know each other, understanding the strengths and weaknesses and the likes and dislikes of each other, and you spend time in prayer
We dedicate ourselves
to the Lord in prayer and with much prayer.
To tell you the truth,
Yes.
we started making love 4 o'clock already in the morning.
Okay, because you were busy most of the time praying and talking.
Newlywed, this is always
The priority.
priority.
Yes, but it
But
was the last thing for you.
That was the last thing.
No wonder why
4
God
o'clock
has
and-
blessed you so
4
much.
o'clock in the morning.
Yes, after you had already spent the time with God,
Yeah.
then you moved
First
to-
things first,
Was God
we have
first.
to put
That's
God
it.
first things
Absolutely.
first in our life. And
Absolutely.
I can really prove that. So
Yes.
many things that God has been with us.
Yes,
In all our hardship, God is always there for us.
so
Amen.
beautiful. And that's why the Word of God tells us that seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. And another key thing that you have mentioned, you've talked about how what was it that you talked about? Something, I think it was might have been the prayer part of it. How you said, oh yes, I remember. You talked about how you always thought to yourself during the moments of temptation and throughout your life, you always said to yourself, God first. You have to put God first, and if you put God first and God is leading you, then you will be able to do right to your wife and to your children. And as God was blessing you, you thought, and God had blessed you so much, you also looked back on those things and you said, how could God be so good to you and is blessing you so much, and you would do wrong? Because the key thing you had said was, whatever you do to your wife,
I'm doing
to God. And whatever you do to anyone as you go through life, you're doing it to God.
Why should I do bad things to others?
That's right.
Why should I cheated on my wife? If I cheated on my wife, I'm cheating God. And that's a very serious thing.
That is so beautiful. And I do hope that men that are listening, and even women, pay attention to these words of wisdom from this gentleman. And it's such a beautiful thing. If whatever you do to your wife, you're doing to God. And many men are Christians, are professed Christians, or religious. But look at the way some of you treat your wives.
Yeah.
So do you realize that you're also, when you hurt your wife, you're hurting God? You know? And how we treat people in life, we are hurting God. You know, because the Bible also tells us, you know, Prexy, how when Christ comes, and some people are going to cry out, Lord, Lord, and he's going to say, depart from me, I never knew you. You know, when I was in prison, you never visited me. When I was hungry, you didn't feed me. You know,
thirsty.
Exactly. You didn't give me anything to drink. And so, and also a lot of people are friendless. And we don't try to befriend these people who we know are lonely and isolated. So let us take wisdom, draw wisdom from the beautiful story of this couple.
And as a result of that, to tell you the truth, in 62 years, we never quarreled, not even once.
Wow.
How many people can say that?
How many people can say that?
And that is truly a blessing.
Yeah, that's a blessing from God.
And just like you, very few people, if any, have on their wedding night, when it should be anniversary, the honeymoon, how many people have really put God first on that night? But because you are one of the probably very few who did that, God has blessed your life and led you all the way. 62 years later. What a beautiful relationship. What a blessing. Incredible. So, Mr. Leopold Diazis and Mrs. Elisa Diazis, I want to thank you so very much. And one question, I know you didn't want to speak very much, but one question I want to ask you, just for the record.
Meron daw tatanong sa'yo. May tatanong sa'yo.
Did he keep his vows and did he keep his promise to your father?
Iningatan ko ba rin yung pangako ko sa tatay mo at saka sa iyo?
Is that it? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Beautiful. So I thank you so very much. And I do hope and trust that this video will inspire so many people and couples especially, that perhaps you will take a look, you will self-reflect, you will re-examine how you've been treating each other, and individuals as well, how we've been treating people around us that we come in contact with. And are we pleasing God based on how we treat each other? So let this be a blessing, and let this be words of wisdom.
One lesson I would like to bring you this afternoon.
Yes.
That we have to keep our tongue. Keep our tongue and hold our tongue, because the tongue, this life and death is in the power of tongue. So we have to be temperate in all things.
Yes.
In all what we say, we must say it in the right way and in
right place and with love and
Respect.
compassion and respect to each other.
Yes.
This is how we maintain our love relationship
Wow.
so sweet until now.
And just like the Word of God tells us also,
Yeah.
that the tongue is the most unruly member.
Yeah.
And if anyone has gotten control over that,
Yeah.
that person is well on their way in their spiritual journey. So he is giving such words of wisdom. This is, this could cost you so much. But this is free advice from this wise couple here who have been together. This couple has been together for 62 years. I repeat, and so let us learn from their wisdom, draw wisdom from their wisdom, and notice. Those of you who are not already Christians or religious people who serve God, who worship God, or believe in God, notice the key to their success
God
has
first.
been God. God first.
Thing first.
God first. See? Thank you so much.
My baby.